Hi, friends. I am checking back in after a long break, and I was not uh, consistent in this channel for just several reasons because this journey is not easy. And when I first started this journey, of course, it started, and I say, of course, it started out with fear of the unknown, fear of the process. How much would it hurt? What would I eat? How much would this change my life? And just noticing today when I came back in, there was so many comments that I didn't see. There were so many comments that I couldn't answer because there were so many. I did not know where to find them. And then I went into a video, an older video, just to check in. How long has it been for me? I've been so caught up with trying to get back to the normal, trying to get back, back to work, back to my life, or trying to make right that new one in this new journey that I just got caught up. But I did notice a lot of the comments, and I just want to do justice in this space. If you continue your comments and just share with me what conversations you want us to have, I would be more than happy to make the videos. So that is what brings me here today, because I did take some notes of the comments that I noticed. So I hope that you brought your cup of coffee, your tea, water, or yourselves, and let's join this conversation. Just trying something new for 2024. So there were a couple of comments, but the one that stood out was, how long have I been on this journey? Now, it because I've been doing things, it's going to be according to my remembrance, right? What I remember. And side note, and the cool thing is that I have made a video about this. So if anyone has found that original video where I had my official extraction date and that process, I had some shavings done, some graft. I forgot what it's called. See how it's the brain fart now because it's been some time. I haven't paid attention to it. I dismissed it. And just the way that I've done that, you can adjust and adapt. But I did have one quad done. I was 8 months without permanence. And what else? And I think that's it. I'm about 4 years in, coming this November. But that being said, how do we keep ourselves positive during this journey? Well, the only way that I've known, right, through my lived experience to stay positive is to have numerous conversations with myself. Tell myself when I wake up, you already know my catch phrase that someone dropped in the comments from my other video. This is just a different kind of cute. It's a different kind of you. It's a different season. You still got to live, right? Still got to live this life. You are still here. Being here, being alive, just as it is every day and day, is dangerous. There's uncertainty, but you are here. And you are here for a reason. And you're experiencing this for a reason. We can go down a rabbit hole as to why and who to blame. You didn't take care of yourself. You were born this way. There was a disease, and here it is. The point of the matter is, this is what it is. And in what I do professionally, I don't share that too much here. I'm a brain spotting practitioner, and I can share more about that in another video. But I help a lot of people process and navigate different types of trauma. And in my mind, how am I going to help other people with this modality or with what I know and not help myself? So I apply all those things to myself. Going on this journey, I had to tell myself a lot of conversations. Some of them were not nice because I had to be my own drill sergeant. I had to tell myself, this is going to change things. But I was in so much pain. It wasn't of any fault of my own, but that's what it was. And I needed to solve that. Then I went through a whole process of, how is this going to get paid? Is there any insurance? Is there any grants? Do I have to fundraise? So many things. And it all fell down to how determined I was to make it happen with the tools or the lack thereof tools that I had or didn't have. And this was before the pandemic. Well, right before it was like right in the thick of it. It was November 2020. Yeah, November 2020. All I know is that I had my extractions done and then I was left like 5, 6, maybe even 7 months with nothing. It was like if I didn't get immediate right then and there, I would have to wait. But I didn't know how long I would have to wait because it would take a while to make. And then the pandemic hit, which made it go a little bit longer, you know. And mind you, this is all I'm coming in like raw off the top of the dome because I was triggered. I was triggered in a positive way from the messages and the comments that were left. I was not aware that people were actually watching the videos because it seemed very lonely in the beginning. It really did. You know, sharing your story, not knowing, well, me, speaking for me, sharing my story, not knowing who was really going to be listening or participating. But what I did notice is that little by little, I did start making friends. And little by little, it did feel like a safe, brave space to talk to people here, whether they would listen to me on the live or on replay. And it's nice to know that there are loyal friends here. I still get comments, messages, and emails. So thank you. Thank you. Like I said, that's what triggered me coming on here. So, how do we stay positive? I will redo these videos a lot shorter for our new friends that might be coming on because there were many folks too that said, hey, keep making more videos. And I enjoy watching your channel. This is growing organically. And you'll see from my other videos, I don't want to share too much about the past videos just so you can go watch them. But there are some cool people here. And if it wasn't for some of them, I would not have the strength or like not the strength, but like the oomph, that extra courage on top of your little bit of courage. You know how when we have to do something that's so scary, scary of the unknown, and you know that you have to do this by yourself. Like I was there with my son, I was there with my husband, but it was me. It was me going through this. It was me having to have the strength and will to push forward without knocking myself out because it's all in here. And I say it's all in here because even with what your eyes see, you don't see from here, you see from in here. It's still all here. And the eyes, right, are an extension of our brain. Just saying. Just saying. So there was somebody in the chat, in the comments that said that they had some concerns with how they see themselves these days in the mirror. And once again, I'm going to lovingly say that it's a new kind of you. It's a new kind of cute. It's a new kind of handsome. It's just a new kind of pretty. Okay. And what you see in the mirror, I took notes just so I wouldn't forget. And what you see in the mirror is going to take some getting used to. But when we sit down and think about it, every single day that passes, when we notice, we are aging in some form of another. The largest organ of your skin, I mean, the largest organ of your body, dun, 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 your skin, there's not a lot of conversation that goes on about that. But it's always changing. Every now and then, you might get dry skin, you might get a cut, you might just a burn, right? It's healing, something, anything. Talking about that. So this is all just part of it. But what I can share with you from what I know about like the skin and changes and what you see in the mirror is that there are going to be changes. And some of it is not cute and some of it is not fun. It really isn't. I don't know, the police share, I don't know what anybody else's journey was out there, but I know that the way that these, what did I call it before? The oral prosthetics, the way that these dentures, the way that these false teeth, whatever you want to call it, the way that they are formed, shape your face. Even when we're born, right? It shapes our face. And for my situation, because of the high anxiety, right? And being scared of just going through the process and the way that I did my process, like I didn't wait. I didn't do front and back and then left. Like I wanted one and done. Even my husband said, yo, you bugging. Like, just get it because I'm not going to go back in and deal with my anxiety of getting just bam, do it all in one shot. And we're not going to stop and go. Because even the dentist, when we were already like 10, 15 minutes in, he had pulled seven, several of them. I can't give you the exact numbers. But he asked, you want to take a pause? And I was like, no, I'm good. I don't feel nothing. I'm numb. Keep going, because I wanted to be in and out. A process that was supposed to take like 3 hours, that I was scheduled for 3 hours. I think that we did it in an hour and 15, something like that. Like, once again, if you go back to the older videos and you find the facts, because right now I'm just giving you information from my experience, from the top of my head, but from being triggered from the comments and coming back on here to say hey to the folks that have stuck through and by me through this whole journey. And even when I went silent and left the group and the space for a moment. So I appreciate that because this journey is not, I can't say that enough. I can't say that enough. And I don't laugh and then chuckle, not even as a nervous tick and not because it's funny. I laugh because the people that will test you, it's like, ooh, they don't know. They don't know this journey. And I go, ooh, and I giggle because they also didn't know my strength. And I didn't know my strength until, right, like the saying goes, until I was put in a place where I had to show it, even pushed, to recognize how much strength I do have. And still to this day, it's not an easy journey because your mouth is ever changing. This is what I wanted to go back to the question as to, like, what do you see in the mirror? There's so much that you see in the mirror. Like, with me, all of this is changing. Like, even the structure of my face in this short amount of time. And I could even tell the changes that are going on, like inside in my jaw, because, like I've said in previous videos, it feels as though this is going in, this is coming down, and this is caving in. I've done some research and it was like that shrunken face, almost like the Popeye face. And like I said, this space is not for me to be too mindful of how I'm speaking because I'm sharing my experience, but I'm not here to offend anyone. And I'm not here to make anybody feel bad, but I am sharing the experience as real as possible so that those that do watch this know that this is a journey. This is a journey. You're gonna, if you're the type of person that's vain, I'm just saying, you better adapt and adjust because your face is gonna change. It is. It's going to change. And if you don't see it on the outside, you're gonna feel it on the inside. Because sometimes I cut myself here every now and then when I eat certain foods. Not only because in my brain I still eat like I have natural teeth. That'll make sense later if you don't understand that. I still eat like I have natural teeth. And when you do that, your mouth moves a certain way. But because this is a one piece unit, it doesn't work that way. Somebody explained it to me like a car. I don't know. I was watching my cousin Vinny, and that scene where he was talking about, the tire marks or whatever, just had me thinking about this one piece plate here. That's, right? The horseshoe, the one that gives you the most problem, right? The floating bottoms, which someone else commented about that too. So hopefully we can have a conversation, at some point about that. But your face will change. Your face will change. The way that you speak will change too. Some people can get back to some kind of normalcy, but I know with me, I have had to emphasize how I move, my mouth to get the words out. Uh, I've been biting like my lip or my tongue sometimes inside more often, and I'm not saying like every single time, but just more often than you were doing before this whole situation. I know that's for me. I haven't bitten my tongue so much since I was a kid, and I don't know what it is. And I say I don't know what it is because I haven't investigated, but something in my mind tells me, oh, well, maybe because now of what you're experiencing, like your tongue is flattening out and getting wider, almost as when you put your feet from dressy shoes to like sneakers. You know how, and I'm saying, how they say, because I've heard. If anybody knows better, then let me know, educate me. But when you put your feet and you use sneakers or boots all the time, that your feet get flat and it widens out, that's what my mind tells me. That's what's happening because I can feel it shrinking. It's just not something that happens like this. It's very slow, but I just notice. I notice. So if you're concerned with what you see in the mirror, keep looking. Keep looking in the mirror and notice because this is going to be your new face. And then also know that that face is not going to stay the same because you're also aging. You're also aging along the way. So, what else? Mm, ear issues, popping sounds. Have there been ear issues and popping sounds? In the beginning, yes, more so than now, which is almost 4 years later. But every now and then, I notice, and I think because it's all of this is connected. Like once again, as this is your journey too. So as you become curious, you do your own research. As I became curious, and I still am curious about certain things, I do my research. More so now, I'm being called to like my foods because I've noticed changes. I've noticed changes in how I chew my food differently, how I break down my food differently, thus changing the way my body digests the food or how long it takes. I've also noticed that there's some food that I don't care to eat anymore because I'm just getting tired of no matter what I do, it still gets under, it still bothers, it still hurts. And I'm not trying to pop my bottoms in public. And I'm not saying that anyone will see, because by now I've gotten really good at, popping them, or not really good, because I think sometimes it's just not, and I don't want to say not caring, because I do care, but I really don't care too much about what others have to say, because they're always going to say something. And when you have the facts that one in five of the people out there is going to the same situation that you are, either with full or partials, why should you? And I didn't know about that. So now that I think about it, one in five. One in five are probably shy. One in five probably hiding. I don't know. But one in five. And that's a lot of people. So I'm one in five. You're one in five. Just saying, when you look at it, and people always say the numbers don't lie, you are not alone. You are not alone, my friends out here. Ah! And I made my coffee cold. No. I don't like lukewarm coffee. I like hot black coffee. But I think that's all my notes. That's all I have for you right now, as far as getting back to the comments and like reviving this space. And I'm happy to be here with you. I have been busy, and I have no problems if for conversation and to stay connected, that I share some of these things in this space. Even now, even now I'm speaking, I still have to watch how I speak. How I speak. Everything is changing. And it's not good or bad. It's just more adjusting and adapting. And that's life, right? That's life. I've entered the club of being half a century years old. I just like saying that better. How old are you? I'm half a century. And I'm just noticing that it's a lot of adapting and adjusting. Um, and I'm looking forward to sharing more. Right now, I'm out of words to say, because I didn't write down any other bullet points or key points to share, other than the comments and saying, hey. But I'll get back to you with more stories, information, and just sharing this brand new, right? Brand new me. And I hope that along the way you share your brand new you too, and let me know, how are you on this journey? Because you're not alone. You really not. It sucks sometimes. It's tough sometimes. People are the worst, actually. We'll talk about that too. People are funny, because yeah, they are. It's almost like a I say people are funny because it's almost like this is an invisible disability. If you don't well, done right, if you don't tell someone and you have your new smile, they really won't know. But they also don't know what you went through to get here. And then there are those that do find out, oh my goodness, she has oral prosthetics, she has dentures, or she has no teeth. Because some people still look very, very good with no teeth. I look around. When I'm walking around, I look around to see if I can notice, because if there's one in five, there's somebody out there. And I went to the movie theaters one day, and the ticket guy, I was looking at his mouth, and I was like, I think, I didn't even think that he had dentures. I thought he had no teeth, because from what I saw, I was like, oh wow, it looks like the same structure, the sunken in. But when I looked, oh, he did. He just had little teeth. And was I bold to ask him? Yes, I did, because curiosity got me. I said, excuse me, you know, um, genetically, do your family come from small teeth? And that was the only way that I could think to ask. And then he was like, yes, we do. We all have many teeth, but little. And he made it fun. So it was interesting to ask. But that's all I have for right now. I'm coming back into the space. Thank you so much for your patience And please, let's have the conversation. Where are you on your journey? How is that going for you? And any information that I can share, I would be more than happy to do that. Like I said, there's other things that I do as well in life. I can share just how I navigated meditation, the positive conversations you have to say to yourself. Sometimes those conversations you have to say to yourself to fight with yourself, because you need to wake up in the morning, look at yourself in the mirror and be like, this is me, and I'm still going to put my greatness forward. That's all I got. And with that, have the best day that you can have wherever you are in the world. And I look forward to seeing more of your comments that it inspired me to come back on. Thank you. Bye-bye.